is this? What is this? I'm serious. I watched this movie again for the second time, and it's supposed to be a sequel to the first one, right? And I thought I ain't watched this in a long time, so I gave it another chance. What is this? Someone explain to me how you make a movie, like you make a sequel. You take so long to make it. Remember, the original Blair project came out in 1998. The new one came out in 2019. They've had time to get this ready and make it more interesting. The only difference is there's more backstory to the new one. That's all there is. But it's like it went. No, we're going to do this again, but we're gonna have the same kills. Like something in the woods is attacking these people, and you don't even see what it is. And it's not like Predator where it builds up and you're like, oh shit, it's kind of creepy. It's just like, what is killing these people? You don't see it. You see it at the very end, but at the same time, it's like, okay. Basically, I think to understand the movie, I think you have to play the game, and I played the game, but I think you have to play the game first and then watch the movie because I think they're connected or something. Because it's the house that's in the game. If you've played the Blair Project, the game, it's the same house. The only difference is it's just one guy with his dog trying to find out what happened to them in the people in the movie. He's trying to figure out, well, actually, no, it's the story is different. He's trying to find the kid who's been missing for years. I'll get to the game in a minute. But the Blair Witch Project Part 2, mind you, and it took a long time to make, is god awful. Like the first kill, and of course it's the black guy. The first kill that happens, something kills him. He's looking for the rest of the group. He gets separated, and yeah, he's a bit of a hothead. Go figure. He gets separated from the group, and somehow this creature has the power, even though you don't see it, the strength to push the tree down on top of him. So he's caught underneath the tree, and then you just see this claw slit his throat off screen. So you see the claw go down, and it doesn't even touch his face. All you hear is the screen off. All you hear is this screaming off screen. I'm like, why did he do the first kill off screen? And you see him getting dragged by something. You don't even see what he's dragged by. And I'm like, why did you do the first kill off screen? Halfway through the film, there's like 8 of them. I don't know any names. I don't care at this point. One of them, is a woman, right? And she goes into the water and something gets into her foot. Now remember, the cut was on the bottom of her foot. Now the cut's on the side of her foot. And she pulls out this like bug or something. I don't know. It's like something. It's like aliens, but instead of the stomach, it's in her foot. And she pulls out this bug or something. And she climbs the tree to get the drone that is stuck in the tree. And I'm thinking, no, you had a bad leg. You had to have stitches, and you had to have bandages around your leg so the cut could heal. It doesn't heal. She climbs the tree with a bad leg, mind you, to try and get the drone. And she doesn't scream in any pain at all. I don't know, maybe it's adrenaline talking or whatever, but she doesn't scream in any pain at all. Blair Witch really, really steps up the hype with the whole shaky cam bullshit. Like, 1 minute in one scene, everything's all nice and perfect, but in the night when the attacks start happening, it's all jump cuts, and I'm like, yeah, this worked back in the 90s because it worked. And even I thought that was a piece of shit when I first saw the film. But after so long, I watched the first one. Passable. I enjoyed it. I loved the little twist ending where there were only 3 of them in the woods, and there was one surviving. Something knocked it out. You didn't know what knocked it out. That was the best part about it. You were on the edge going, it was shit, but it was in a good way. This is just shit completely. I'm sat down watching this movie and thinking, are you fucking kidding me? Basically, the ending is the beginning. When they're looking for the person in the beginning of the movie in the camera, and they've got the recording on YouTube, go figure, it's them. The ending is them being killed by something in the house. And I had to watch this again because I thought to myself, something is missing. These people died, and I don't know how these people died. The two couples that got separated, the girl was fighting with her, and she crushed one of the dolls, and her neck just snapped. So now there's voodoo into the mix. This is where the scene interesting. This is where the scene really gets interesting. Halfway through the film, it's like a live action. Imagine Scooby Doo. Well, we've already done that before twice. Imagine Scooby Doo, but not PG. I'm talking about PG-13, like gruesome deaths and all that. And I shit you not, Mom. I shit you not. The monster tiptoes. He tiptoes, and you can see the shitty costume the monster's come. He does a run. He tiptoes past the guy, and the guy's like, and I'm like, that reaction is so fake. That reaction is so fake. I'm like, oh, the monster tiptoed across from him and just disappeared. I was like, yo. The only legit jump scare that happens that I find really scary is when the guy stood in the same corner where he was before and just disappears. And now he's looking for his sister. Mom, she's been missing for 9 years. She's not alive, but he thinks she is. Halfway through the film, they start off with 8. They end up with 3. One of them's gone crazy and tries to attack and kill the other 2. And I know I'm spoiling this for you, Mom, but you're not missing much. I've watched this twice, and it still disappoints me to this day. The Blair Witch Project 1, it's okay. The second one is just, I'm waiting for it to end, Mom. I'm literally waiting for this movie to end, and it's horrible. Anyway, I'm watching this, and at the end, he says, whatever you do, because the monster can't kill you unless you look at it, don't turn around. I shit you not. The guy sacrifices himself to save her, and she's the last survivor. She hears his voice, and he tells her, whatever you do, do not turn around. I'm like, the monster kills her off screen. And you see a small smack. It's like someone and put ketchup on the lens. That's how bad it was. I'm like, okay. Everyone's dead. Movie's over. Thank God. Yeah, they all died on the last one, but the suspense is what made it work. You couldn't see what it was until it was towards the end. But this movie is a D-. And I'm not joking, Mom. I am never watching this again. I've seen this movie for the second time, and I still, to the life in me, can't figure out what makes it so scary. I played the video game a while back. The video game had more jump scares than this, but it worked. I hated the whole puzzle parts, and I hated following that stupid dog, because that dog wasn't really helpful, but that's a story from the time. This movie, The Blair Witch Project Part 2, is horrible, Mom. It is horrible. It is a waste of time. And I got this 2 weeks ago, and it was on sale for £5. It was a double feature. And I thought, I'll get this. And I didn't watch The Blair Witch Project. I watched the first one. I was like, yes. I watched the second one thinking it was going to be better because it was more up to date, and I was like, what? Mom, these campers went into the camp with better equipment. If you remember the first one, they only went with one camera, a map, and a, what do you call them? Not magnifying glass. Compass. And it was so much funnier. These people in this movie were prepared. They had cameras, they had a drone, they had better flashlights, better equipment, and they still got their ass kicked. By what? I don't even see what it is. It's only towards the end do you finally see it, and even at the end, you're going, that's what killed them? It looks like a tree monster. Do you remember I don't remember if you've ever watched it. What was that thing? You remember the glowing skeleton that would laugh in the Scooby Doo 1960s cartoons? That's what it was like. I was like, yo, this is so cheesy of a film. No wonder the second one bombed so badly. The Book of Shadows was a prequel, and that did better than this. This was a sequel, and it did. How can you do worse than the first one? Like, it doesn't make any sense. One of the guys we're missing comes back. He's possessed by the Blair Witch, and he tries to kill him. He tries to kill him. Him and his girlfriend were missing for 2 days. They come back normal. Somehow he's in the house, and he's completely lost his mind. So he tries to say, well, if you die, it will stop. So she kills him. She gets down the tunnel. She gets stuck. The tunnel has no exit, mind you, and she somehow, like a video game character, she claws her way out of the hole in the dirt in the muddy ground, and she climbs out and goes back in. She doesn't run to get out and be the survivor. She goes back in. She goes back into the house where she nearly was killed. That mom, I'm telling you, that's what's chicken book. If you get out of a hole and you're in a tight space and you realize all this water coming from above me and I can get out the mud because it's kind of muddy and easy to get through, you go back in looking for survivors. Okay, so he was alive. Big shocker in that one. He was alive. He takes, I'm not joking, a pen, and he goes, I'm going to try and kill this monster. You need to run, but do not turn around. It can't kill you as you turn around. So she sees the monster in her phone, and she sees what it looks like, and it's stood there, and it's waiting for it to turn around. It knows if she turns around, she's dead. And he mimics his voice, and he goes, Ashley, help me. And she turns around slowly, and she's dead. And then the guys just don't turn around. She could have got out through the window and ran and left. And it would have been much better. But they went for the whole everyone died ending. I was like, oh. Mom, I'm telling you, the Blair Witch Project Part 2 is boring. And you know me, I when I watch a horror film, I'm going, whoa, that was creepy. Yo, I watch that again. Like, I've probably seen the first Saw movie 5 times. I've only seen this movie twice. This movie is so bad, it makes Batman and Robin look good. That's how bad this is. And Batman and Robin is bad, but it's funny. And it's only funny because of Arnold Schwarzenegger and the one who played Poison Ivy. Other than that, this is so hard to sit through. The Blair Witch Project Part 2 is horrible. You're relying on jump cuts and shaky cam to make it work. It doesn't work. It worked then, it doesn't work now.